Jordan Peterson said in his final delivery, I haven't got the clip of it, but I can recall it. It was a very Peterson-esque delivery. It went for about half an hour or so. And in it, he talked about, you know, at the bottom rung of our responsibilities is to set the table. That's what he taught his kids when they were small. And somewhere at the top are the values that we aspire to that we can't actually define, and we never will, because we live in a fallen world and some things are beyond our grasp. But the one phrase, John, that really got me was he referred to this hierarchy of the cosmos, from the most basic responsibility to something that we can't understand. And he said, John, those things are real. And that's what's missing. Like, you know, when we talk to leftists, they go, well, socialism is real, it just hasn't been done properly. Or, you know, responsibility to the environment is real, or to the poor, or to the disabled. They have their tangible sort of moralities and values and systems. We seem to have discarded that slightly, and Jordan put it extremely well. Those things are real. That's what we need to get. That's the message, isn't it?
Yeah, I think in many ways, one way of looking at it anyway might be to say that every human being is of extraordinary value and extraordinary capacity. The human spirit is so much bigger in terms of potential than we can ever imagine. And that's one of the reasons why we need to bring our history back, to teach the story of our heroes.
Yep.
People who have really displayed extraordinary courage, extraordinary commitment to others, extraordinary willingness to self-sacrifice. And, you know, they inspire us, they lift us up, they help us through the grim times, they help us to see something bigger than ourselves. And we've turned ourselves into poor little things who look inward and pretending to be our own God, and we can find our own purpose in our own universe and our own right and wrong, and it is so limiting.
It is.
I meet people of enormous potential everywhere who have just chosen a route imposed on them perhaps by a society that's lost its way, where instead of being the big people they can be and should be and actually are, if they could only see it, they're becoming smaller and smaller and smaller.
Well, that's what ARC is. That's the process that ARC is hoping to reverse. And having spent the 3 days there and met a lot of inspiring people and heard a lot of inspiring content.
Final note on the name.
Yes.
The name says it all. Alliance of Responsible Citizens. What are we trying to say? We're actually trying to say we understand that citizens feel disengaged, and they are disengaged. Now, that's partly because too many people have given up a little bit too easily, but we need to also recognise we've created a society where the people with power, with the cultural heft, some people in England call them the establishment. They don't mean the old class system, they mean the bureaucrats and the experts, the expertocracy. Others call them the elite. What they have actually conspired to do is to talk down to citizens in the middle, to patronise them, to make them feel they don't know anything. And people out there feel that. And they say, well, we're not wanted, well, you know, hang you. We'll just whip you and whip you and whip you and demand more and more and more of you and not enter into the social compact. We need citizens engaged everywhere, particularly, as I mentioned, in subsidiarity terms, making their own communities work.
Yeah.
And I used the old Abraham Kuyper. He was a Prime Minister of Holland about 130 years ago, extraordinary thinker. But he said human beings are like plants, and we're all about them being cultivated and doing well and producing great flowers and great crops. Government is a stick there to help them do it, to provide the things that some plants can't do, as we all know, especially in their early years. They need some support, but the stick is never the objective. The plant is. And the stick can help or hinder. But the thing is, we want healthy plants. We want healthy citizens, engaged, flourishing.